So who are we gonna talk about? Welcome to Magic Hour Talk Show, episode 8. We got my man Curtis Hood back in the studio. Guys, give it up for him. Well, we don't have an audience, do we? So we're gonna take on some current events, some things that we kind of talked about among ourselves. You called me up one day while I was at work, or you sent me a text rather, and told me Henry Cavill was the new Wolverine.
That's the rumor.
You didn't say it was a rumor though.
I thought it was an interesting possibility.
Yeah. And of course, it went all over the internet. Here's Screen Rant. Made pictures of there was actual articles with because something this big, usually I would have something big like that will even get mentioned on non-comic book sites like CNN and stuff,
right? Yeah,
and I didn't see anything on CNN or anything like that. I didn't get any kind of notification, so I knew it was a rumor. But yeah, some people kind of giving us an idea what he would look like as Wolverine. I really can't see him as Wolverine.
I think he's a great actor, man. I think he would do it. I mean, I didn't see him.
That's a good picture.
I didn't see him as the Witcher.
Yeah.
And, I think he's good. I the whole time I thought there was going to be some kind of conflict of interest because of him being Superman. I don't know if his contract is up with them making Superman movies, and but
there again, there was a rumor going around that he had given it up, but then he came out and said, "No, I'm still in a Superman."
Okay, so then that squashes that because you can't. That would definitely be a conflict.
I just think he's too tall. I would like to see them get somebody who actually looks like Wolverine in the comics, because Wolverine is very short,
Yeah. Who would you pick?
Well, they were talking about that kid from those Kingsman movies, Targan. What's his name?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Targan.
Yeah. Didn't he play?
He has a weird name, Egerton or something.
Didn't he play Elton John?
Yeah, the guy that played Elton John. This is not. I read another article about this, and they were talking about that kid. He is short. I could kind of see him doing Wolverine. I don't know if you need somebody really muscular, but
like Hugh Jackman.
Well, Hugh Jackman wasn't huge that first movie. If you go back and look at that original X-Men film, he was not muscular at all.
And he's gotten skinny now after he's not doing it anymore. His body shrunk back down.
Dude, it's hard. I used to lift weights back in my 20s. It's hard to keep that stuff up. I mean, you got to devote a lot of time to it. And it's like, it's only useful when you go to the beach.
Well, those guys have entire teams that surround them. Nutritionists and, workout specialists. And, so it's easier for them because they're surrounded by support. It's hard for somebody just everyday life, especially as you get older. It's hard to get in the gym. It's hard for me to get in the gym.
We're speaking as two overweight, middle-aged guys. So we're kind of biased toward
I have lost 25 pounds, so I'm very proud of that.
Congratulations. But speaking as someone who's set in his ways, I like the excuses I give myself for not working out. Handsome Dave works out, of course, and I'm just like, he talks about that a lot at work, and I'm just like rolling my eyes.
How old is he?
I don't know, he's in his 25 or something.
Okay.
Something like that.
Enough said. He'll look like us when he's 40. Just kidding, Dave.
We can only hope, the bastard.
Just kidding, Dave. We're jealous of you.
Okay, moving on to the next. This is not a rumor. This is Matt Reeves revealing what the freaking Batmobile is going to look like, man. And
I'm so confused.
Why?
About the time period that this is set in.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Because initially, from what I read, or gathered, I should say, that it was going to be set in like 1940s type era, like the Dick Tracy, DC Comics first started out with Batman in that era.
Yeah.
So I thought that's what this was. But looking at that car, that looks like a, 60s, 70s.
That's definitely what
Looks like an old Charger or something.
It's definitely a older car.
It looks awesome, though. I'd love to have it.
I love the look of it.
Yeah, it looks cool. So I guess that this is set,
I mean, if they want to use Joaquin Phoenix in one of these movies, it's going to have, as well, that was in the 70s or 80s or something, right?
Right.
So it would have to be in that time period.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
So, like,
because
not this one, but the next one will have
film,
him in it as the
that's what I'm guessing,
as the villain.
Or else, why even have him come out in this Joker movie? Then they don't plan on having him in a future Batman movie. So, yeah, this car looks badass, though, man.
Sometimes I wish I knew motors better. But then I think about it and I'm like, nah, I'm good. Cars are not
as far as compared to the other cars, how does this stack up, you think? Like let's say the last car.
This one looks feasible.
Not the Batfleck car, the one. Because see, this is the thing. The last Batman series, I'm not talking about the Ben Affleck series, because he didn't really do a series. He kind of did the Batman vs Superman. Then they did the Justice League. I'm talking about the Christopher Nolan series.
Right. Yeah. The Heath Ledger, Christian Bale.
Yeah. He went to great pains to make Batman seem like he could exist in our world.
But they were still like such concept vehicles. I mean, it's like.
See, I like the whole thing where they did it, all the vehicles he used were like rejects from his division that made military
research
vehicles.
and development.
So that kind of made it more feasible that the Batmobile would just be sitting around for him to use like that. I don't know. I kind of like his approach to it.
I like the car a lot. I mean, it looks like somebody made that in their garage.
Yeah, it looks like he could have built it himself, because you never felt like with the past Batmobiles that he could have actually built those Batmobiles.
No, yeah.
And he would have had to. And like I said, that's why I like Christopher Nolan's approach. Someone else had actually built the Batmobile he uses for some kind of military project, and they just didn't use it.
Right.
But then
it was a prototype.
You think back further, even back further in the past with Michael Keaton's Batman. He had, that car that he pretty much put together himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think, who has time to do that? You have teams of people designing cars. He's supposed to be great at all these different things, martial arts and building cars and planes and all this crap, but it just didn't make a lot of sense. But
and running a multi-billion-dollar business,
right? So I don't know. I think they're going for the Christopher Nolan approach with this. So I'm kind of excited about what's going to happen.
The futuristic phallus on wheels. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of. I didn't think I was going to be excited about this new Batman, and I'm just getting more excited the more he leaks. I kind of wish he didn't leak all this stuff. We could have just got it in.
I
in one shot, but
I think I've said this to you about that. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around Robert Pattinson.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look back at when Michael Keaton came on the scene to do Batman, and everybody was like, "Oh no, he's a comedian. What is he going to do, right? And he did an awesome job.
Yeah.
So,
he still, physically though, he was not Batman.
No, but I mean, he's a good, I guess, character actor. And he did good. So I'm saying that to say that I'm going to give dude a chance, Robert Pattinson. And he may kill it.
Well, I'm sure they made him audition or something. So, the next thing you probably don't know anything about this. They did a novelization as they do of these Star Wars films. This is a great article on Polygon, but you can see the headline: everything the Star Wars, the Rise of Skywalker novelization adds to the movie. Now, I've already read this article, so I'll just go ahead and give you the lowdown. The first one is that it's confirmed in the novelization that Palpatine was a clone.
Okay.
So
okay, that's why
I guess they got an excerpt from the book here. I don't want to go to the Twitter page. But here's the little excerpt in question. It says, "What could you give me?" Kylo asked. Emperor Palpatine lived after a fashion, and Kylo could feel in his very bones that this clone body sheltered the Emperor's actual spirit. It was an imperfect vessel, though, unable to contain his immense power. It couldn't last much longer. So I've heard this was like a staple of all those, all those fan fiction books they wrote after Return of the Jedi that they later discarded when they decided to make this new trilogy. I heard in those books there were some clone Palpatines, which is where they got the idea. So, I mean, what do you think of that?
It makes more sense than the actual Palpatine still being around.
Right. Since he got thrown down that shaft.
Yeah.
And disintegrated.
That would, you know what? That was some of the problem I had with the movie, was his existence. Just like it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
They should have been more forthcoming with the fact that he was a clone, and it would
yeah,
have
they
helped.
should have, because I think once you establish that he's a clone, him being thrown down that mine shaft, you just come to the conclusion that he became some kind of Force ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know Force ghosts exist,
right?
And in The Last Jedi, they even made a point of showing you that the Force ghosts can actually do stuff in the old reality, like when Yoda sets that tree on fire.
Right.
So they can actually influence, because I kind of felt like in the original trilogy that Ben Kenobi, when he dies and comes back as a Force ghost, I didn't feel like he could actually affect things in the universe anymore since he was a ghost. So that was never established till The Last Jedi. That's why I think people who put down The Last Jedi, there's a lot of stuff that it had a lot of problems, but there's a lot of ideas that I like that they use.
Well, looking back now on some of these other Star Wars movies,
that
movie was fantastic
compared to The Rise of Skywalker. A lot, because this is the thing: The Rise of Skywalker was constructed in the way to satisfy all these people knocking The Last Jedi, and now they don't even like that one. And it was made to satisfy them by giving Rey, this special parentage and all that crap that I thought was kind of stupid.
When you start playing to the crowd,
yeah,
everything just goes.
You're not going to satisfy anybody.
No,
so
man.
you might as well just
stay with your, with your vision and what you're trying to do.
Well, also they didn't have a vision.
Yeah,
that was part of the problem. They should have had an outline of what the whole thing was going to be about instead of just doing it and choosing a different director each movie. Because J.J. Abrams wasn't even supposed to direct that last one. It was supposed to be that Colin Trevorrow guy.
Right.
So they just need to. J.J. Abrams was just a terrible choice for a director because
we all know how you feel about him.
Yeah, we didn't need to go much more into it. Okay, and there was some other thing that they revealed in the novelization. Rey's dad, who was supposed to be the son of Palpatine, was actually a rejected clone who lived.
How's that possible?
Well, because that was one of my problems. When you remember in our review, I said, when did Palpatine get enough time to bang another woman or a woman and have a kid?
Right.
Well, according to the novel, he never did bang another woman. It was one of many clones, and I guess I'll read the excerpt here. The heretics of the Sith Eternal told, splicing genes, bolstering tissue, creating unnatural abominations in the hope that one of these scrandcasts would succeed and become a worthy receptacle. The heretics would do anything, risk anything, sacrifice anything to create a cradle for their God consciousness. Nothing worked, but their efforts were not entirely in vain. One genetic strandcast lived, thrived even. A not quite identical clone, his son, they put that in quotes, but he was a useless, powerless failure. Palpatine could not even bear to look upon such a disappointing ordinariness. The boy's only worth would lay in continuing the bloodline through more natural methods. So my question is, this is a little bit better in my mind because I just could not see Palpatine. To me, he was a sexless type of dude.
Yeah.
This makes more sense, but then it doesn't make sense because Rey, as we know, had great power, Jedi powers.
Right.
So if her father didn't have any, where did she get her power? Because it's already been established. It's something that you can pass on to your children.
Can it skip a generation?
That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. But he wasn't a generation. He was just a clone of Palpatine. So I'm still, that still is not a satisfactory.
Yeah, that still leaves a lot of questions.
That opens up more questions than it really answers.
Yeah, I agree. Rey's dad is a defective.
So if you think about it, she wasn't even his granddaughter. She was actually his daughter, since his son was actually a clone of him.
Yeah.
So, and the last one, Rey and Ben's kiss wasn't romantic. So this is going to kill the feelings of a lot of people who's trying to ship Ben.
Don't tell Grace.
And Rey.
Don't tell Grace.
Grace,
close your ears.
Grace is his daughter, in case you don't know.
That was her favorite part of that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't she realize that Ben Solo was a mass murderer?
Dude.
I mean,
not even worth trying to explain.
They destroyed like 5 planets, didn't they?
Uh-huh.
Okay, whatever. I'm not even going to read this. I think it's more than one page where they established that kiss was more like her giving him thanks for bringing her back, but it wasn't romantic. Oh, this is another one. I forgot about this one. It's established in the novel that Finn, the thing he kept trying to tell Rey was that he was force sensitive.
Yeah, and that, I think you pointed that out. You know, that was indeed the case.
Because right here it says, the moment Rey came back to herself, Finn knew. He launched himself out of the turret seat. No one was pursuing him anyway. Climbed the ladder and sprinted for the cockpit. Chewie, I felt her, he said. So the only way he would know that she had came back to life was if he was himself force sensitive.
Right.
So I thought it was an interesting article. And then the other one, I don't even know why this matters. It says Rey is watching the sunrise on Tatooine.
Yeah.
I guess because Luke in the original trilogy was watching the sunset. She's watching the sunrise, meaning there's a future for her.
Right.
Or something. I don't know. I guess that's the... So, I mean, what do you think about all that?
It's a lot of questions
does
that
it make the movie better for you?
But it would have been better if they would have made these things clear in the movie instead of having to wait for an article to come out months after the movie to confirm.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, but whatever. I really could care less about Rey and Ben kissing. I mean, personally,
yeah,
it did nothing to advance the story or, you know.
I kind of wish you would have got with Finn. Because they did nothing with Finn that third movie.
There were several actors in that third movie that were just there because...
Yeah, they're just there because nothing happened. Even Poe, I mean, what did he do in that movie? Nothing. Terrible movie. Terrible. I gave it a 3.5, I think, too.
I don't even remember. I think I was somewhere in that area.
I don't know. I was in my little... It's been so long since I was, like, actually excited about a Star Wars film. I don't know. I just got caught up in the fact that, we finished another trilogy and I lived to see it.
You don't worry. You won't have to wait long. There'll be another one. They are not turning off that cash.
Nah, you know, you're right. That's kind of depressing. I wish I could write it. But I got my own trilogy I'm working on. Look, if I don't hurt my back again. Boy, it's really trying me. I know it looks like I'm fine, folks, but I am freaking paralyzed in this chair right now. The only reason I can sit up straight is because I've taken a bunch of painkillers. But I've had a rough weekend. And the last thing I want to talk about is... Can we even say it at this point? I don't want to get demonetized.
What?
About a certain virus.
Oh, yeah.
We got to talk about it. The reason we have to talk about it is
because... Call it
COVID-19. COVID-19 has delayed James Bond.
Yep.
They've pushed it up to November. And dude, we were banking on there being another James Bond. In fact, that top 5 we did of the best Bond girls, look it up if you haven't already seen. We doing top 5s now. We are rocking it. Curtis is doing most of them, but we did one together and was called the best Bond girls, top 5 Bond girls. So I'm gonna put up a link to it. Go ahead, watch it. We were gonna save that for the week before No Time to Die, but I told Curtis, you know what? We can do a top 5 of something else from James Bond. I won't say what, but we could do another top 5. But because I needed something, I was kind of lazy that week. I didn't have anything else to put up, so I was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and put this up. Because, dude, the grind to make content, fresh content, every day, like we've been trying to do lately, is
taxing.
It's hard, people, when you got another job. I'll just say that. When I have another full-time job to go to, we're killing ourselves for you. No, really, we're trying to get paid. let me stop lying. But yeah, so what do you think about that?
I think that as much as I hate it, it makes sense. It makes business sense for them to push it back because people are scared. They're not going out in public.
Well, this is why they had to push it back. The Chinese market is huge. They make more money in China now, I think, than in the United States.
Right.
And China is closing everything. Any kind of industry or anything that has anything to do with accumulating people is getting closed down in China right now. Factories, movie theaters,
shopping centers,
all that.
Right.
And a communist country can do that because they don't have to worry about stuff like human rights and getting people pissed off. They can just do whatever they want. It's one advantage to being a communist country, a totalitarian country. You can pretty much tell your citizens you're going to stay home and they have to comply.
Well, hopefully it'll have an effect on the continued spread through China too, so that we can get them up and running again, because, China is a machine that produces so much for the world.
Right.
And we're going to start feeling it here
pretty
soon when, we can't get products in, and then our economy is going to start slowing down.
Oh, it's already starting to slow down. Of all the freaking festivals, they just shut down. What was that? South by Southwest? Yeah, they just shut that down. That's the first time in like 20 something years or something it's been shut down.
Well,
it's scary, man.
We got to get a lid on this thing.
They said it did. China. This is a article on Vox. It did help the outbreak, because you think of that outbreak we've had here in the United States. It could have been a lot worse than it is. Well, I think we got like 300 people in the country right now that have it.
Yeah, the bottom line is you're going to see it in your town. It's going to happen eventually. It's in South Carolina now.
Is it?
It is. 2 cases. The fear factor, though, for everybody is that, oh my God, it's going to come and it's just going to wipe out my whole town. The risk is just like any other flu. I mean, you get it if you already are susceptible to illness, or you have a compromised immune system, or you're elderly. Those are the people that are at highest risk. Most people, if you get it, are going to get the flu.
Yeah.
And you're going to suffer through the flu.
It's actually more
the flu. And one of the people that was confirmed in South Carolina from Charleston, she's a nurse that came back from Italy. And she self-diagnosed and self-contained herself. So at home. And she's treating her flu. And she's getting better.
Her flu?
Her coronavirus.
Okay.
Or COVID-19, sorry.
It's more lethal. It's more lethal than the flu, though, right?
No.
It's like the flu is like 1% a kill rate. It has like almost 3%.
Well, there was a doctor who was saying that they're not real sure if they feel that 3% was kind of high.
Okay.
So, but I mean, I work at a hospital. We've had press conference after newsletter after email sent to us explaining and breaking it down.
Yep.
Wash your hands. Don't touch your face, which is really hard to do because we touch our face.
Dude, you just said that, and I almost involuntarily reached up to touch my.
And in conversation, when you're in conversation in public,
yeah,
keep a distance of 6 feet. Those are the easiest ways to avoid it. And, just I carry around a little thing of hand sanitizer because I work at a hospital.
Yeah.
So anytime I touch an elevator button.
Why do I keep inviting you over to my house?
But every time I touch an elevator button or a doorknob,
yeah,
I'm...
Dude, I hate opening. Like, I go to a convenience store or something. Like, I go to QT a lot. I hate opening that door.
If I can use my foot...
I'll put my hand under my shirt and open it with my shirt.
Just don't touch your shirt.
Yeah, it's like, doesn't it live on surfaces for like forever? So it's like, that's not even...
I think it's called HalfLife, and it has a long half-life.
But on Vox, they give a list of stuff that's been shut down in China. Major film releases canceled in China, of course. Theaters shut down. The Shanghai Disneyland theme park closes. That's going to cause 11 million guests in 2018, 50% from outside the Shanghai region, and an estimated $1 billion in annual revenue and $50 million in operating profit.
I wonder how long does everything need to be shut down for it to burn out? You know,
I don't know. We're in new territory, man. When have we ever had a pandemic in our lifetimes? The last pandemic we had was polio.
Well, we had that Ebola outbreak in Africa.
It wasn't a pandemic, though. It's worldwide. We haven't had a worldwide thing. AIDS was kind of a pandemic, but like I said in our last show, you just don't have sex. This is transmitted through the air, though. You know.
Well, yeah.
Polio was, I think, the last thing to actually be transmitted through the air. Like
now,
this.
COVID is transferable by contact.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
So it just can't be through the air?
It's the only way it gets through the air is if you're talking too close to somebody and they spit on you.
I got you.
So I want to put out as much information to keep people from being as scared as they may be.
That's what pissed me off about our last show that got demonetized because we were talking about the coronavirus. You put out a lot of information, stuff I hadn't even read. Kind of calmed me down even. I thought it was a good show the way we talked about it. We even made fun of the fact that people aren't drinking Corona, even though I put that in the image
right, yeah.
that I put up for the video. But I was just kind of making fun of that. But yeah, I think we've debunked a lot of stupid stuff that people had been saying about the virus, or at least you did. So I was kind of upset that they demonetized that video.
Well, you know, I think their whole intention is to keep people from profiting off of like unfortunate events.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that
we got to talk about those type of things. I mean, you just can't. Anybody that has a talk show is going to be talking about this. It's just something you can't ignore.
Yeah, the news talks about it every day and doesn't get censored.
Yeah, it made me mad.
Man, they're the ones spreading all the fear.
Wait a minute, is it? Okay, the last thing, and we should have talked about this last time. I just was sitting around thinking, these people who don't believe in vaccines, they're called AntiVaxxers.
Uh-huh.
So you know they're trying to develop a coronavirus vaccine right now. What's going to happen with those people when that vaccine finally is made? Are they going to give it to their kids? What's going to happen? I was intrigued by that because that's a big movement, man. Especially here in the United States.
That's a good question, man. I hadn't
Is the government
put any thought into it?
Because I've heard. Okay, I found an article about it. They're talking about making it mandatory in Australia, and these anti-vaxxer people are now going into these conspiracy theories about the government saying that Big Pharma actually created the virus to make it mandatory that people get vaccines. That's what they're spreading on Facebook right now.
And who's saying this? The
anti-vaxxer people. This guy right here, he's like one of the head dudes. His name is Larry Cook.
He looks like an old Adam Levine.
He looks like somebody that would kind of spread conspiracy theories. He looks kind of crazy.
Well, if you're not vaccinating your children, you're kind of crazy.
Well, this is what it says. Larry Cook, who founded the massive anti-vaccine Facebook group Stop Mandatory Vaccination, has shared multiple misinformed articles about the coronavirus with his 34,000 Facebook followers. Make no mistake, this is in quotes, make no mistakes, the purpose of the coronavirus is to usher in vaccine mandates. Cook wrote recently. Be woke, know the plan, prepare, resist.
Okay, so
he is. This got me right here. This is so funny. He has also claimed that the virus will bring about mass quarantine and vaccination, and suggested that a high dose vitamin C could protect against the virus.
Just drink some orange juice.
I hate to say it. I don't like to wish harm on anybody. It would be funny if he got that virus.
That's what I was about to say. Listen, okay, so they don't want to get vaccinated? Fine. But you can't. You have to be isolated, and all the people that aren't vaccinated be isolated to an area. Put them on an island or something, and see how they fight off disease.
See, that's not the broader point. The broader point is, I don't care if they refuse the vaccination, but they making those decisions for their kids.
Oh, I know. And
kids, we already know, are vulnerable to this virus. Especially little toddlers. So you're going to have people killing their kids. So I don't know.
It's irresponsible to not treat your kids with the stuff against the things that they know are going to come around as they're growing up and developing. And it's been proven over and over again that like diseases like measles, right, can cognitively affect a child's development.
Yeah.
Chicken pox. Chicken pox can lead to shingles when you're older.
Yep.
It's just common freaking sense.
Can the mumps
that you try to protect your children?
The mumps can make you sterile.
Yep. I mean, there's a list of these things, that there's a reason why over time as humankind has developed and learned and advanced technologically and scientifically, that we've said, oh, we need to treat our kids with these vaccines while they're young. So give them the best chance to grow up to be productive humans, healthy humans as adults, So I think it's irresponsible and selfish to be an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah. I like this conspiracy theory. Some of these are actually funny. Other conspiracy theories about the virus are also spreading in online anti-vax groups, such as false claims that Bill Gates owns a patent on the virus or a vaccine that can cure it. Why would Bill Gates has, do you realize, anybody who's anti-vax, if you believe this, the man has so much money. Why would he need more money?
He doesn't even want the money he's got.
Yeah, he's giving it away. Didn't he give the NAACP like $19 billion or something?
Probably.
The dude is a philanthropist. Why would he? It doesn't even make sense.
And he's in computers, not
he's not in
pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, he's not in biotech.
Yeah.
And of course, they've also made I'm trying to find an article here. In Australia you can't have guns, so they of course talking about the fact that, hey, not only are they people in Australia going to be forced to take the vaccination, but we're not going to be able to defend ourselves. So there's no guns allowed in Australia.
So he's a pro-gun guy and an anti-vaxxer?
I don't know if he said that, but
that's him, Larry Cook, up at the top.
Oh, okay, yeah. I guess he did say that. Australia is talking about forced vaccination of entire cities. They also don't have guns for self-defense. Think about it.
So they want to wipe out their own population.
I guess. Wow.
That phrase, or what he just posted, contradicts itself.
Why?
Well, he's saying that they're wanting to vaccinate to save people's lives, forced vaccination, but they don't have guns to defend themselves.
Yeah, you're right.
What? And these 34,000
I guess
followers
what
on
he
Facebook.
said, they're going to wipe out everybody with the vaccines and they won't be able to defend themselves. But why? Why would they do that?
No, they wouldn't. Maybe he's saying they won't be able to defend against the government coming making them get the vaccine.
Oh, yeah. But why would the government give you vaccine anyway? To give everybody autism? They're trying to give everybody autism because that's what they believe, right?
Yeah, well,
they want people to have autism.
They think that it leads to all kinds of developmental issues.
But why? Why would the government?
No, the diseases you get lead to developmental issues.
Yeah, I just don't. The logic that they're using to justify this is just, oh my god.
Well, hey, as Kevin Hart said, they gonna learn today.
Oh boy.
What else you got for me?
That's about it. We actually haven't taken up an hour, have we?
Huh?
So we haven't actually taken an hour up, have we?
No.
Well, you got anything that you want to talk about?
No, just comment, like, and subscribe.
Yeah. You know, we keep asking people to do that, and the only one they're not doing
Is the commenting.
is the commenting. Yeah, we getting subscriptions like up the wazoo.
Yeah. I guess
we're not getting the views we want, though. We're getting views, but not on...
we'll get there.
Yeah. Not on the things we want people to look at.
Yeah, we'll get there, man. We're still work in progress.
Yeah. But yeah, like he said, like, subscribe, comment, and until next time, we will see you when we see you. Thanks for watching.
See you guys.